This will
Yeah,
work.
it looks cool. It looks really cool. Well, thanks you guys for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thanks.
having us.
Yeah, thanks.
No, of course. So the record's been out for a while. Moments fleeting. I got to say, I'm a big fan. Obviously, I've played a bunch of the tunes on the show, but how's the response been so far? It's your guys' first full length album.
Yeah, together.
Mhm.
It's been great.
Yeah, it's been kind of overwhelming, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like just making us more excited for the next one. And we've talked about it and we're planning it. But this was cool. This was kind of like a trial and it's going well. Seems to be.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
really have a ton of, I don't know, like there wasn't like a bunch of planning. It was kind of like, oh yeah, we have this song, let's put this on it. Oh, we have this song, let's put that on it. It wasn't super thought out in that way to where we're like everything must be this.
Right. It was just kind of like showing like who we are and like our different sides of us and kind of the intro to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. A first look at the band, if you will. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys have a great sound too. I always kind of refer to it in my blog. I refer to you guys as like a haunting band. And some of those examples of that would be like Mazzy Star, or like Catherine Wheel, just bands like that. And you guys are both from Indiana, correct? Originally?
I'm from Ohio. Kira's from
Okay.
Indiana, but
Yeah.
Indiana and Ohio. How do y'all come up with a sound like that coming from Ohio and Indiana? I love it.
yeah, that's a really good question.
We were bored. We were
Yeah.
bored in the Midwest.
Exactly.
A lot of corn.
Yeah.
Cornfield.
Fair enough. No, it makes sense. You know, speaking of the idea of that, you would always assume a band with a sound like yours would come from maybe like a city like Salem, Massachusetts or something. You know what I mean? But the
Yeah.
fact that you come from somewhere like that's even cooler, I think. I
yeah,
love that.
Off the wall.
thanks.
Yeah.
And speaking of Salem, since it is the month of October, I saw a thing they were saying that Salem, Massachusetts has 100,000 visitors every weekend during the month of October. And that's a small town. I cannot imagine. I thought we had it bad here in Nashville tourism wise, but 100,000 people a weekend in that small little town kind of blows my mind. Have you guys ever been there?
Yeah, I would love to go there.
It's super small, but the irony about that is I used to go to Salem a bunch when we would play Boston just because it was, you know, which city and stuff. But the irony of Salem, Massachusetts, that I hate to tell all the 100,000 people that are probably there right now because it is the weekend, but all the witch trial stuff happened in Danvers, Massachusetts, which is actually like 30 miles north of Salem. So everyone's hanging out in the wrong city. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, I bet
Interesting.
nobody knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably shouldn't tell them. We'll totally destroy the entire Salem, Massachusetts. So
No kidding.
Yeah, you gotta keep that a secret.
you know who's from Salem? Derek from Flight Attendant is from Salem, and he hates Halloween because of it. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, I think I remember that. Or
I
I
didn't
remember talking
know
about
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, born and raised in Salem, and he cannot stand Halloween. I get it though. I totally get it. If I was born there, I'd probably be quite over it too.
Some of
But
it
you
sounds spooky. That surprises me that he doesn't like Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, Hocus Pocus, all that stuff just ruined it for him, I guess, which I guess makes sense. Speaking of ruining things, did you see Hocus Pocus 2?
Aubrey saw it.
Oh, yes, I did see it.
Yeah, what'd you think? You give me your honest opinion. Spoilers are allowed.
It's just like, I don't know. It just, the nostalgia that goes along with the first one is just like such a specific feeling. But I did like the beginning when it showed them all as like kids and like how Winifred was like such a badass and she was like, I don't want to marry that man. I'm 12. Yeah, I did enjoy that part, but yeah, it just wasn't the same.
And it had to end on such a positive note, not to give spoiler alerts to anybody listening, but you know, where I come from, the witches want to eat kids, but in this one, it was like they missed each other, and that was the weird ending type thing. So, little cheesy, but I get it, you know, Disney Plus, I guess. But you know,
definitely a little cheesy.
Yeah, it really was. Well, Violet Moons are playing a show at the Basement on Saturday, October 29th. You guys are playing with the Weird Sisters, one of my favorite bands. I've had them on the show a couple times as well. How'd you guys get hooked up with them?
We've been buddies with them for a while now. They were like some of the first people I met when I moved here, and then just kind of playing around. How did you initially meet them?
Yeah, I don't even know. I think just from shows and just seeing them out, and they used to have house shows too. And
house parties after their shows were always fun.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome. I feel
Yeah.
like they're one of those bands like you guys too, where like you guys kind of have your own little thing. You kind of stick out in this town. And I think the Weird Sisters are kind of like that too. So it's rad that you all found each other. And there's a whole like new scene coming up. I love it. There's the one scene of Nashville, the co-write scene. It's pretty gross. There's like that side of town. But then there's like you guys and bands like them where it's all independent and kind of doing its own thing. Do you guys feel like you've kind of found your place here in Nashville as far as a band?
I think so. I think it took a long time to get here, but because I've lived in Nashville since 2018. So now it's like, and after all the shows that we've played, it's finally just now starting to really feel like home.
Yeah. I think too, it was like weird at first because I guess when you go on first and then bands after you are much heavier or much like harder sounding music, you're kind of like, oh gosh, like, was that enough? Like what we did enough? And then you kind of realize that everybody's different and different bills are cool for that reason. You know, you have like the softer sounding ones or different things like that. And I feel like we got used to just like our own style in the mix with like what anybody else was doing too.
Yeah. And you guys kind of fit with a lot of different bands too. It seems like you can play with a lot of the different groups. So it kind of gives you guys the upper hand because you can play with like Flight Attendant, you can play with the Weird Sisters, or you can even play with some of those co-written bands I was talking about. You know, it's possible any of those things that would fit on perfect, you know, which is a good place to be, you know, versus like having like an 80s.
It is.
Yeah. Versus having like an 80s metal band or something. There's one type of band they can play, and that's about it.
Right.
Well, the Violet Moons are here. I think we did this last time, but since we're on the Zoom, we got to do it again. Would you guys like to play the 5 random question game with me?
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right. 5 random questions. Violet Moons on the local buzz. So it was announced yesterday that the first day of When We Were Young Festival was canceled. So I want to say to you, shocked, or if anyone needs me, I'll be in the bathroom practicing my shocked face in front of the mirror.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
What about you, Aubrey?
Same.
I think it's kind of like Firefest 2022 in a lot of ways. Question number 2, very much so. With the Violet Moons on the local bus, what is one song that has to be on your Halloween party playlist every year? It doesn't have to be a Halloween song, just a song that fits the Halloween vibe.
Oh my gosh, I love that question. Anything from the Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack.
Love it.
That soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
There's this song called After Dark. Have you ever heard it? I don't know if I heard it on TikTok or where, but it's called After Dark by Mr. Kitty. And it's just like so spooky, but it's kind of like dubstep music. I don't know. It's a one-off. It's weird, but I would have that on my playlist.
After Dark by Mr. Kid. I got to check that out right on.
Yeah.
Question number 3 with the Violet Moons on the local buzz. So your very first song that I ever spun on my show was called Hex a Man. Still one of my favorites. I wanted to ask you, what is the worst hex someone could ever put on you if somebody was to do so? Like your biggest fear of a hex?
Ooh, I know mine.
Go ahead.
Just free will. Don't take my free will away.
That's
Then you
It's a
can't
good
do
one.
anything.
I don't like when people tell me what to do. So
Yeah.
anything having to do with that.
Fair enough. Right on. Question number 4. Question number 4 at the Violet Moons on the local buzz. What is a Halloween movie or a scary movie that is too scary for you guys to watch? I'll give you an example. Somebody made me watch The Green Inferno one time. Never again. So what's one that you guys would never be able to watch again? Too scary for Halloween.
Well, it's not really a Halloween movie, but Silence of the Lambs is the scariest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I will give you that.
I love that movie.
Is terrifying. I mean, it's a good movie, like,
Yeah,
you know, but oh man.
it's a classic, but yeah, it's freaky as hell.
when she's in the hole or
Yeah. I would say for me, it's probably some exorcism movie. I just can't watch any of that.
interesting.
It's so,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is too much.
I've been watching Mary Ann on Netflix. Have you seen that one? It's like a TV show. I think it's over from like Germany or something. So they go really hard. I've had to turn it off a few times. Grown man turning it off. Like, nope. Can't do
Really?
it.
Are there subtitles?
Yeah, it's they overdub the vocals, which kind of makes it creepier because like all the old people have young voices. So it kind of
Oh.
makes it a little eerier.
I'm gonna have to check
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah, Mary Ann, check it out. It's really good. I just gave it a free endorsement right there. And question number 5, the final question with the Violet Moons on the local buzz. So you guys could stay the night in a haunted house. You have to sleep an entire 24 hours in the most haunted house of all time, or you have to get back with an ex-boyfriend. Are you in the house or back with the ex?
I'd be in the house.
Oh, I'm in the house easily.
Fair
We'll be
enough. Same.
out together. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. You guys are haunting the house. I love that. Very cool.
Yeah, we'll haunt the house
Nothing is scarier
with
than
our
that.
with our pasts. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the ghost of boyfriend's past. I love that. That's very cool. Well, Violet Moons, October 29th at the Basement with the Weird Sisters. What's happening next for you guys? What's 2023 looking like for y'all? Maybe some more road dates, maybe a new record.
Yeah, we're writing new stuff. We're just kind of focusing on like what's to come after this record. And we've been writing new songs that we've kind of been doing together and making them like acoustic right now, kind of stripping them down and then going from there.
Yeah, and just touring
Yeah.
as much as we can and just meeting new people
Yeah.
and playing more
I
shows.
love it. Right on. I love it. Well, you guys, you know, there's an open door policy for bands I like here at the station. Anytime you want to come up, I would say knock on my glass door, but in this case, just knock on my Zoom camera and you can come anytime you guys like. But we'll see
we
you.
still got to come up to the buzz.
Yeah, we got to make it happen. We will. I promise we will make it happen. I promise I do work there. This is all just fake. It's all just fake. Well, Violet Moons, we appreciate you all. Let's get into some music right now. We'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, you guys.